Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗀, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And when it comes to the Disney Plus series that are on the verge of releasing, Loki is definitely the #1 right now, as fans across the board are extremely excited that this show is finally here. But before we dive into everything that this show is going to have and how exciting this new series will be as we get a first look into something new from the MCU in a little while, we do want to take a moment to appreciate Tom Hiddleston, of course, who's the frontrunner of this series. Now, this actor has been a part of the MCU for such a long time. We thought it would be really fun to take a look at some of the recent interviews that he's done for Loki and look at some of the best and funniest moments, because honestly, Tom Hiddleston does such a great job at making fans excited about this series by having some light-hearted and personal type moments that are just really interesting to take a look at.
So Loki is a series that finds the Loki you know in a world you don't know. And he's the character from the end of the first Avengers movie. So his ego's a little bruised, and he's had a bit of a rough time with the original 6. But as we see in Endgame, he's picked up the Tesseract and disappeared in a puff of smoke. 2 questions I've been asked. Is Loki really dead? And what is Loki doing with that cube? It's always the cube somehow. And this series will answer both of those questions.
And to start off, we wanted to take a look at this funny moment that was when Tom Hiddleston recently, to promote the Loki Disney Plus series, played word association. And there was just some really funny things that came out of it.
Loki. Me. Thor. Brother. Chris. Hemsworth.
But as this game continued to go on, there was one extra interesting moment where one of the word association things that came up maybe went into spoiler territory, and in turn he kind of took a little jab at Tom Holland, who has a bit of a reputation of maybe revealing a bit too much when it comes to things from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Time Variance Authority. I think you mistook me for the other Tom. No spoilers here.
During an interview with Good Morning America, Tom Hiddleston talked about a really interesting moment that he had with some fans that maybe led to a bit of an existential crisis in one way or another.
So one day I was, out in the park, minding my own business and looking at the sky, thinking, is it going to rain later on? It probably will. It is the UK after all. And then suddenly from nowhere, I heard this shout from a group of school children across the park, and they simply said, "Are you really dead?"
Now, of course, with Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson both being the frontrunners for the new Loki television series, it has been questioned as to whether or not Tom Hiddleston still has that tight bromance that he's always had with Chris Hemsworth, and Tom Hiddleston went straight on to address this issue.
I do have to ask, Owen Wilson, fantastic screen partner in here, but is he now replacing your bromance with Chris Hemsworth?
I don't know. I think there's room. I think there's enough love for both of them. There's enough to go around.
Then, if you remember a while back, it was an incredibly huge meme with Tom Hiddleston to look at all of the celebrity impersonations that this guy is able to do. Seriously, some of them are so spot on and hilarious. But all the way back in 2013, he did an Owen Wilson impersonation where he was pretending to be Owen Wilson playing the character Loki. And it was a hilarious moment that now is kind of relevant because of the fact that Owen Wilson is now co-starring alongside him.
But I'm from now. I go back in time. There's a time machine. I play this writer. I'm from LA and I'm writing these sort of average movies. But I wish I was you. I'm Hemingway. And so I go back in time and I'm married to Rachel, but she's kind of an ass. But I mean, in a charming way, and then anyway, forget that. But you're playing Fitzgerald, and that's awesome.
Matter of fact, it wasn't just one occurrence where he pulled off this Owen Wilson type of impression. He did it more than once.
You know, is not this simpler? You know, like, is this not your natural state? You know, it's the unspoken truth of humanity that that you know you crave subjugation. So.
What's great, of course, is now Owen Wilson has been, of course, asked about Tom Hiddleston's impersonation of him on multiple times, and it's cool to finally get to hear Owen Wilson address this impersonation head on, because it is really funny. But first, we wanted to give a quick reminder, we do have a really awesome Instagram page that updates you guys on everything happening Marvel immediately, so if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, check it out, link in the description. There's also a ton of really awesome memes and other things that are posted on there, so make sure you guys are following that page, and let's go ahead and jump into this story.
He never, I you know, certainly was aware of it, but he never did it to me. I never asked him to do it. I'm sure if I had asked him, he would have obliged, but I think he was waiting for an invitation or a request, the way you might sort of when you're doing karaoke, and he never got that karaoke request from me.
Then on the flip side of things, as another part of a promotional thing for the Loki series, Tom Hiddleston did a video with Disney where he had to explain all of the events of the MCU and specifically Loki in 30 seconds. And we'll show a little part of this moment because it is pretty great.
My dad, Odin, says my brother Thor can be king. I'm jealous, plus he's not my real dad, so I get my real dad to kill Odin, but then I save him. Thor's mad anyway, I'll be fine. Cut to Earth, I steal the Tesseract from S.H.I.E.L.D., help the Chitauri invade Earth, and the Avengers stop them, and I go to jail until Thor needs me to help defeat the Dark Elves.
And then this one is a little bit older than the rest of the clips, but we thought it was still relevant to put in here, as this interview is from just before the pandemic hit, and of course during the pandemic, production of Loki went into full swing, so it is fun and still somewhat of a newer interview, but Tom Hiddleston kind of had a very interesting method for warming up for the Broadway show that he was a part of at the end of 2019, and just the way he prepared was definitely something a bit unexpected.
And it's you stand in a circle and you number off from the top. Big booties at the top, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and you have to keep this metronomic rhythm. It's kind of call and response. And if you make a mistake or you break the rhythm, you fluff your line, you go to the back of the circle. But essentially the aim of the game is to maintain the big booty position.
If you guys didn't know, every single Monday we do a challenging Marvel trivia question. So if you guys want to participate, make sure you guys are subscribed here to 𝗩𝗿𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃. Head over to our community tab on Mondays and participate in our Marvel Monday question for a chance to have your comment featured right here on this channel. We also do DC Thursdays if DC is more of your thing, and you can still participate by going over to our community tab on Thursdays. So make sure you guys participate if you want a chance of having your comment featured right here. Okay, so we wanted to go ahead and turn this around to you guys. Have you watched the first episode of Loki just yet? Or are you waiting for a specific time to watch it? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and if you have already watched Loki, definitely let us know what your thoughts were. But otherwise, that is it for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on for more videos like this uploaded every single day of the week. But otherwise, that's it for today. We'll see you guys all next time with a brand new video. Bye, guys.